Kalala Yahweh, Ba Shema Mashak Yahweh Shema Yahweh Yahweh Alhayanawa Kadaba Mashbaka. Shalom, may peace, serenity, and prosperity be multiplied unto you all. In this video, we have a Houston rapper doing an interview with Isaiah of the Isaiah Factor, a segment of the Houston News. In this video, the Houston rapper by the name of Cartel has been called out by the Houston Police Union for faking his neighborhood where he grew up at to be hood. He recently did a documentary with Tommy G, showcasing his Lakewood neighborhood as Murderwood. Now, just to give you some clarification on who Tommy G is, Tommy G works for Vice TV, and he does documentaries on certain things, on neighborhoods, individuals, groups, and in actuality, he's another DJ Vlad. And all you simpletons who are thirsty for fame and attention are running to this guy just to be set up in some type of snare or trap against yourself. He did an interview with one particular group or organization, not saying any names, and the whole time they were getting off to the exposure they were getting from him, he later did a video talking noise about them. And here we see Mr. Cartel Bo in a situation with law enforcement eyes on him and stirring up trouble for him after doing this interview with Tommy G. Nonetheless, I'm going to let the video play. I'm going to add my commentary, and then we're going to get to the scriptures. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored and our second half hour. A Houston rapper is now at the center of a viral firestorm, and tonight he's speaking out for the first time right here on The Factor. Cartel is making headlines after a video now with over 1 million views put a national spotlight on his story. But it also caught the attention of the Houston Police Officers Union, and they are now publicly challenging it on social media. In the video, Cartel from Houston's Lakewood area refers to his neighborhood as Murderwood. The union fired back on Facebook saying no one in Houston calls Lakewood Murderwood, even going so far as to question his credibility. In the video now, Cartel says he's being targeted, claiming harassment by law enforcement. So what's really going on here? Joining us now to respond to this for the first time, Cartel along with his attorney, Carl Moore. So how did this even happen?
Okay, well, everybody knows about the video that I got famous from, the Hoover video, XO Cream. It originally started, though. They tried to pretty much slander and destroy our names with false information by saying and telling the news, which in public news reports that we were in a school and the school was open and children was leaving the school.
And that's back in 2018.
Yes, that came out in federal court to be a lie. That was a lie, and HPD didn't have anybody to go to the courtroom and say make an excuse to explain those lies. That school was shut down for Hurricane Harvey, and the part of the reason that we wanted to use it to destroy.
Okay, so you did a video with Maxo Cream back in the Gap in 2018 that got raided by the cops. And not too long after that, you were incarcerated. Glorifying the bullshit of the hood is ass backwards. There's nothing cool about glorifying the degeneracy that runs amok in the hood.
Schools, because it's the look of a destroyed school, a destroyed park. We haven't gone to that park all our lives. I'm not saying that this is right or this is wrong, whether this is that, because those kids that were there was kids of the people who were there that wanted to meet me. But we don't get that type of aggression when you go to these Trump rallies, these MAGA rallies, and all these Proud Boys walking around with guns and this, that, and other. We particularly went down for felon in possession of a firearm and nothing else. We didn't commit any crimes, we didn't hurt anybody, but it is what it is. We took our punishment to the chin. I got the most time. I took responsibility, this, that, and other, because it was time handed out.
And that's once again, so we can keep the audience. That's the 2018 case.
So now I
Let's
get out.
fast forward now
5 years later, this, that, and other. I get out. Once I get out, I just decide in prison I'm done with crime. Just period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go back and forth. My daughter needs me. Then I get out of here and I end up having a son. I got 2 kids. I'm a single father to both of my kids. You know what I'm saying? I take care of my kids and wake up with my kids every single day. Not only that, I provide jobs for multiple staff members. I have a trucking company that I've created.
So all of this stuff that he says he does, his fatherhood, his philanthropy work, his trucking business that he gives a second chance to felons for, it's all damage control. He's trying to clean up the light or the spotlight that he has on him from a segment of law enforcement, which is the Houston Police Union. That's all this is. It's all game. You can't be hypocritical saying that you're done with a certain lifestyle, but yet you're still glorifying it and getting paid from it. Let it continue.
And specifically to hire felons to fight recidivism. I went international with that, over 20 million views, over 70,000 comments on Facebook and Instagram. So people know me as the guy who gives the felons a second chance. You know what I'm saying? I provide haircuts for single mothers, for kids, for single mothers with little boys. Free haircuts. I provide that at my recording studio. And it's also at that same recording studio, I also give the youth and kids of the age of 18 free studio time to help give back. You know what I'm saying? I've been with Rap a lot in the J Prince family, giving away baby milk, giving away food, giving away clothes, and all kind of other things. So since I changed my life and I got a recording deal and I've been rapping, entertaining, I've been acting, I've been doing all this other stuff, I don't live that life no more. But there are particular individuals, you know what I'm saying, that I must say, that I feel like are racist and that are harassing me because I wasn't the percent of those that they tried to banish and destroy forever. So when you come to talk about an interview, we're talking about rap stuff. Let's get this quote unquote correct. I don't have to explain that I'm an entertainer because the world knows I'm an entertainer. The world see me wake up with my kids every single day since I've been out. They've seen me provide.
You can't play both sides. Okay? You can't do that. Otherwise, you get yourself in situations like this where the Most High works your own devices against you. That's the only reason why you're having this trouble, Mr. Cartel Bo, because you need to repent. You need to turn back to the law, statutes, and commandments with the face of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. That's what you need to do. Until you do that, you're going to have all this trouble compound against you by the way of the Most High.
Jobs for my community every single day since I've been out. They see me do so much for the kids, so much for the area. I don't have woo-woo. So when somebody comes to us about a documentary, they say, hey, man. Okay, and let's paint a picture for the viewer. Yeah. What did the police union say about the video and the documentary? Okay, so let me tell you what the documentary basis first. So Tommy G is a well-known person who goes and does documentaries of hoods. I'm not actively in the hood, this, that, another one. I don't care who. But he wanted to go to my hood. Everybody know.
You're not actively in the hood, yet you agreed to meet with this snake, Tommy G, and glorify the hood and connect yourself to the hood, though you're not active in the hood anymore. Guilty by association, man. If you're done with all that, you should have declined the offer to do this interview with the snake, Tommy G. But yet, you can't walk away from some fame and some attention. That's a problem with a lot of these rap niggas. A lot of these rap niggas are just fuck boys. And it's disgusting. These especially these new rap niggas. They're fuck boys. That's all they are. You know, if you were truly not in that, you should have just stepped away and declined that interview. But no, you just had to have the attention. And that's exactly what Tommy G gave you, was a whole bunch of attention by the way of a segment of HPD. Whoa.
My hood, I'm famous for my hood. I just stand up. So I go over there, take him over here. When I take him, so he's like, man, what's this, that, and other? Is this like this? Is this like this? I'm like, okay. Well, this happened right here off of Wayside by 16. You know, this is my side of town. This, that, and other. This happened over here at the blue store that we at right now. This happened over here and taking them and like a tour. Yeah, I'm showing them the cases, literally taking, well, this is the stuff that be going on over here where I'm from. This, that, and other. You understand what I'm saying? When I was over here, we used to call it murder wood. We was kids. That was like every hood that's supposed to be wood.
So y'all as kids called it Murderwood, but it wasn't known like that locally throughout the whole region of Houston. It wasn't known as Murderwood to the whole region of Houston. It was known to you and your peers as children, Murderwood. And see, the Houston Police Union, they have the crime statistics. They know what areas are hood and what areas aren't. So they called you out on you faking it, trying to get some attention and some fame to your name. False claiming it.
They always have a nickname to try to make their hood see. And that's common.
And you're saying, like, as kids, they make up nicknames, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the reality.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I am an entertainer, so I am for doing whatever I'm doing as an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna go there, you feel me? But I'm taking them to the real situation, showing them what's really going on. I'm not on there saying I did it. I'm not on there saying I'm the roughest, toughest, baddest man in town. But you have people that see what I'm doing, like with the restaurant, with Mr. Tenderness, and bringing that stuff into fruition, helping my people, helping the community come together, showing that we can be strong and be better. And you got some people in certain areas in the Houston Police Department that's looking and saying, I hate that man. I hate that man. No matter how much I do for my community, no matter what this, that, and other, he was never supposed to get out of jail. And I will air names out on this news, but I'm not going to do that because y'all asked me not to. But I'm going to say this. You feel me? I was asking out you. I want to air names. So, really quick, let me give you what they said. They said, Cartel
has been telling people that Houston police are calling venues and trying to get his shows canceled. That's 100% false. We're not attacking him. We're questioning his credibility for calling Lakewood Murderwood. And you just explained that. They say no one calls it that. There have been 2 murders in that area this year. And that's their response. So but they're saying they're not bullying.
Okay, now let's go there. I've been on the Texas tour, right? So we go to Waco. The Houston Police Department called Waco and told Waco that you got a violent gang member that's coming down there trying to do a show. There's going to be violence and there's going to be guns.
Mr. Cartel Bo, you're deflecting on the reality of what the Houston Police Union pointed out with your foolish documentary with Tommy G. You're deflecting. What does Waco have to do with the fact that the area you grew up in is not called Murderwood, nor did anybody in Houston recognize it as Murderwood? What does that have to do? What does your rap career traveling to Waco to do a video shoot have to do with that? You're deflecting. Let it continue.
To watch out for them. When we got there, they had the place surrounded before anybody even got there. When we got there, they told us, hey, we ain't a call. We got a heads up that we had a guy, a violent gang member on the way to our town. This show needs to eat early. What's going on? They walked through the whole venue the entire time trying to make people leave. They forced half the crowd to leave. You know what I'm saying? Just being petty because people didn't want to be around all that extra police activity. Cool. The other cities didn't pay that much attention. But I had a show in Lubbock. They had the police there in Nautica. Lubbock also told us that the Houston Police Department called and tipped them off, and they told them that we had gotten into a fight and had a shootout at Austin. I've never had any violence. I never had any fights, and they didn't.
We're going to take a break here and come back with 1 minute, and then we'll wrap up. We'll be back with more Factor Uncensored. We're talking to Cartel Bo. Don't go anywhere. up our interview with Cartel Bo and his attorney, Carl Moore. So you have some concerns. You're saying that your address is on social media.
Yes, Precinct 4 posted my address when they arrested me later last year. And it's going to do the fans all over the world, million views on YouTube, and I am a single father of 2 children, putting me and my kids' life.
So you got arrested late last year. The cops don't come and arrest you unless you're involved with some type of foolishness, Cartel Bo. So, see, you're double-minded, man. You're double-minded. And to have all this heat on you by the way of law enforcement, the Most High has a beef with you. It's not the Houston Police Union. It is the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that has a beef with you, Cartel Bo. And yet you're trying to play both sides of the fence. On one hand, you're this upstanding entertainer, a philanthropist, a business owner, creating job opportunities for convicted felons. And then on the other hand, you're glorifying criminal activity. You're glorifying the streets and all of the debauchery of the streets. You're glorifying degeneracy. So you can't play both sides of the fence, and the Most High is going to continue to be on your ass until you repent, come back to the law, statutes, and commandments with the faith of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. But either way, the Most High has a beef with you. Let it continue.
Impossible danger. Taking a picture of exactly in front of the house and then putting the address right there where we at. Then they the Houston Police Officers Union just reposted that post with the address to try to laugh and say, yeah, his last arrest was in the suburbs, and put the picture exactly in front of my house where me and my 2 children stay. So slander and libel will not be tolerated. Precinct 4, Houston Police.
So somehow the audio is no longer in sync with the video. That's his attorney speaking right now, but just listen in on what's being said. Never mind the lag in the video, because we're going to be getting to the scriptures here in a second.
Department, neither one of those agencies are above legal action. If we find that they have violated his rights, we push them to the fullest.
All right. And of course, once again, the union said that they are not targeting him. They're targeting his credibility and the document.
I thought all the crime and stuff and all the stuff we got going on, you worried about the community candidate do everything for the hood. Why? Because you guys have a mental, personal issue. It doesn't have nothing to do with what he does and what he does. You want me out of the picture. I'm not this same man no more. I don't commit crime no more. So I can take you on now. Yeah, we can do it now.
All right. Thank you for joining us and telling your side of the story here on Back. And thank you too, Carl. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.
All right.
Okay, let's spiritually dissect this situation and the whole stance of Mr. Cartel Bo. Now, for one thing, for him not to claim to be in this lifestyle anymore, his name is the total contradiction. Cartel Bo. We all know what a cartel is. A cartel is a drug organization that is involved with all type of crime. Okay? So if you truly have changed your life around, you're no longer involved with crime, change your name, bro. But we're going to go ahead and start off with what he said, with all of the good work he said he does, the philanthropy work, the providing job opportunities to ex-convicts. Yeah, let's get to the knowledge of what Yahweh Shai has said about such a stance, right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6, starting at verse 1. Take heed that ye do not your alms before men, to be seen of them. Otherwise, ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. So the fact that you got on the Isaiah factor and just told the world of all this philanthropy work and job opportunities that you're providing, you no longer have the support of the Most High. So therefore, you got yourself in further trouble by doing so. You no longer have the support of the Most High. You didn't have the support from the beginning when you did that interview with that snake, Tommy G. So now you done made it worse. You doubled down on that. So the Most High is really going to see you until you repent. Verse 2. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. Yeah, your reward is everybody knows what you do now. You have no divine support from the Most High. You just got recognition and attention. You got vain glory, vain attention now, trying to state your case against the Houston Police Union for calling you out for trying to fake gangster and thug activity. Verse 3. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. And you did just that, Cartel Bo. You let your left hand know what your right hand's doing. All because you want to try to file a lawsuit against a segment of law enforcement that called you out on your folly. See, that's the Most High, really. That's the Most High using them against you. It's not actually them, though you did make some statements that have accuracy to it, such as, racism within the department and that union. They're all weapons used against you by the way of the Most High for the folly that you were involved with, for the rebelliousness that you're involved with against the Most High, Mr. Cartel Bo. Verse 3. Salak, verse 4. That thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly. So you didn't keep this secret. Though you're doing it, you didn't keep it secret. You try to use it as a tool to justify yourself against the scrutiny that you're having with a segment of law enforcement. And the Most High is working all of this against you. Let's go to the book of Isaiah now. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 57, starting at verse 19. I create the fruit of the lips. Peace, peace to him that is far off and to him that is near, saith Yahweh, and I will heal him. So right now, Mr. Cartel Bo, you are reaping the harvest of your lips. The fruit that your lips have produced, you're living it. It's coming against you now. All of the degeneracy and the wickedness that you speak of in your rap music, you're speaking that into existence against yourself. That's what's happening. That's why you're in this situation. That's why you got all this negative light. That's why your address got exposed to the public for any of your stalkers or your opposition, your enemies can find you and your children at. That's why this happened. Because the Most High has a beef with you, Mr. Cartel Bo. Verse 20, but the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest, whose water casts up mire and dirt. See, you're just like a troubled sea right now because of your wickedness. You're just like a troubled sea. And your works are casting up mire and dirt. It's just casting up a whole bunch of trash and junk and filthiness. That's why you're in this situation. That's why you have all these woes and worries. And that's why you try to get a lawyer to take legal action against the Houston Police Union. Because this is all the mire and dirt being casted up by the waters of your doing. right? Figuratively speaking. Verse 21, there is no peace, saith the Most High, to the wicked. There's no peace to the wicked. That's why you're having these situations and these woes that you express to the world because of your wickedness. Whatever wickedness you're practicing, that's why this is all happening. Let's move forward here and let's go to the book of Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And Cartel Poe, that's what happened with this documentary you did with Tommy G. You foresaw the evil, but you didn't hide yourself. You passed on, and now you're getting punished with all of this scrutiny and this talk against you by the Houston Police Union, trashing your credibility that you were trying to boast up to the masses. You know, to further feed the degeneracy that you're getting paid off of, to further feed this image of being gangster that you're trying to give to the masses to help your rap career. Well, you're punished because with a simple mind, you passed the evil. You didn't see it and hide yourself. You said to Tommy G, sure, I'll do that interview. I'll hype up my neighborhood where I grew up at as being hood. I'll hype that up. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Shoot, it's going to get my name out there and get me some more sales. Get me some more album sales and song sales, song purchases. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Yep, and you see what it got you to, all by the way of the Most High. Let's go to 1 Samuel. This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, starting at verse 29, right? It says, wherefore kick ye at my sacrifice and at mine offering, which I have commanded in my habitation, and honorest thy sons above me, to make yourselves fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Israel, my people. So Cartel Bo is doing just that. He's kicking at the sacrifice and the offering of the Most High, which is the law, the Most High statutes and commandments. He refuses to follow that. Yet he's making himself fat, right? He's making himself fat with the degeneracy of the glorified bullshit that's in rap, right? He's doing that. Verse 30, wherefore Yahweh, the Most High of Israel, saith, I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father shall walk before me forever. So that's the correction. That's the Most High checking Cartel Bo and any individual like Cartel Bo. But now Yahweh saith, be it far from me, for them that honor me, I will honor. Them that honor me, I will honor. So you honor the Most High by being obedient and keeping the faith of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. That's how you honor the Most High. And they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. You despise the Most High because you put degeneracy and hood foolishness over the obedience of the Most High. You put a hood image over the obedience of the Most High. Cartel Bo and individuals like Cartel Bo. So therefore you're lightly esteemed. You're not backed by such divine power. You don't have access to such divine power as you would if you were obedient to the law, statutes, and commandments of that divine power. Let's go back to the book of Proverbs here. Go to 17, starting at verse 14. This is Proverbs chapter 17, starting at verse 14. The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Therefore leave off contention before it be meddled with. Cartel Bo didn't leave off of contention. He fed into contention. Yeah, let me go ahead and glorify bullshit on where I grew up at. Yeah, let me go ahead and hype this up and match it for street credibility. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, let me get my name out there. Let me get some publicity on Vice TV. Yeah, that was Cartel Bo's mindset. Verse 15, he that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abomination to Yahweh. So the fact that you are glorifying all that hood bullshit, Cartel Bo, you are justifying the wicked. Anybody who glorifies all that degeneracy is justifying the wicked. You profit off of that. Monetarily, you profit off of that bullshit. So therefore, you justify the wicked. And with you justifying the wicked, you're an abomination to the Most High. And being an abomination to the Most High makes you have enmity with the Most High, makes you have beef with the Most High. So therefore you have such troubles that arise into your life like it's arising right now, such as the situations that Cartel Bo is dealing with. Let's go to First Maccabees. Let's go to the Apocrypha. So this is the whole mentality in what Mr. Cartel Bo is about here. This is First Maccabees chapter 1, starting at verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Verse 12. So that was Cartel Bo's whole mentality. His whole rap career is based off making a covenant with the heathen, because you glorify the degeneracy and the bullshit that the heathen uses against Yasharallah. You glorify it. You perpetuate stereotypes by this degeneracy that you advocate and promote. Cartel Bo. And anybody like Cartel Bo that's listening, that's what you're doing. You're making a covenant with the heathen. The fact that you agreed to do that documentary with Tommy G, you indeed made a covenant with the heathen because you were trying to fill your pockets up. You saw it as promotion. And no telling how much you got paid for that neither, by the way of Vice TV. But nonetheless, you were thinking about your pockets. You made a covenant with the heathen additionally, and now it's backfiring on you. Let's go to the book of Sirach. This is book of Sirach 27, starting at verse 23. When thou art present, he will speak sweetly and would admire thy words, but at the last he will writhe his mouth and slander thy sayings. That's what Tommy G did to Mr. Cartel Bo. Tommy G is every bit a part of the Houston Police Union doing what they're doing. All right? He's involved with it. But yeah, you simpletons, you simple ass niggas are addicted to the money and y'all are addicted to the attention. That you still run to this man anyway, trying to get your name out there more, and it works against you. He's another DJ Vlad. Okay, if y'all know anything about DJ Vlad, he does the same thing to you simple ass niggas. He does the same thing to you simple ass niggas. And the Most High using these heathens against y'all for y'all's perverseness, for y'all's rebellion. for y'all stubbornness. Yeah, he's using all these people and these situations against you. Verse 27. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. So, Mr. Cartel Bo, you didn't know this mischief was going to fall on top of your head from you doing that interview with Tommy G. Just like you didn't know that your address was going to get posted for the whole world to see after you got arrested by HPD. Yeah. Yeah, all that works against you because you work mischief. You and any fool like you working mischief is always going to come back to you. And it's going to fall right on top of your head when you least expect it. Let's finish it off here. We're going to go to the book of Psalms. I'm going to start at verse 18. This is Psalms 35, starting at verse 18. I will give thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee among much people. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. Verse 20. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. So you can't have this benefit. You can't make this petition to the Most High, Yahweh, if you're being wicked. And Cartel Bo and people like Cartel Bo can't make this decree and this plea to the Most High to not have their enemies prevail over them because they're in direct opposition with the Most High. They're not doing what the Most High desires for them to do. You know what I'm saying? You cannot make a decree in the spiritual realm for your enemies not to rejoice over you wrongfully. No, it works against you. You know, they're not for peace. Tommy G came to Cartel Bo feigning peace. He came really snitching on him, putting him in a spotlight of law enforcement to do what they did. And it was a deceitful work used against him. Deceitful work. A crafty device used against Cartel Bo. And it's getting used on many niggas like Cartel Bo. So woe unto y'all. May peace, serenity, and prosperity be multiplied unto you all. May you be blessed and receive edification from this lesson. Shalom.